Okay, hi guys, hello everyone. Welcome to Success.Studio. My name is Anna Barashok, and today I'm really excited to interview Isabel van der Kolk, who did an amazing job by organizing a networking dinner for participants of WebSummit, and actually women participants of WebSummit in Portugal, for 170 people. And she did it completely remotely, not being in the country itself. And if you haven't heard about WebSummit, it's actually, I think it's the largest event on IT and tech and everything. Am I right, Isabel?
Uh, yes, it's one of yes, it is the largest. I think in Europe, especially, there are a huge amount of people from all over the world are coming. So yes, it's huge. This year they're coming around 600,000 people to the Web Summit from all over the world.
60,000, more than 60,000 people. It's crazy. It's amazing. And we are actually both going, Isabel and me. And the way I have discovered Isabel actually, and the dinner that she organizes, which I'm going to as well. Uh,
Oh, that's good to hear.
really happy.
Yes,
So I found her on Women in Tech Web Summit group on Facebook.
yes, that's it.
Yeah. And yeah, so today I wanted to actually ask Isabel how she managed to organize such a dinner for 170 people, which is quite big. It's quite difficult to find such a venue, and how also you coordinated with Web Summit itself. Because for me, it seems if I wanted to organize something like this, I would feel like an intruder. Yeah, and you're kind of walking on the same line, like what Web Summit will think about it, about this initiative you're taking. And just one word about Isabel as well. So Isabel is a volunteer for Web Summit already for the second time. The first time was in Dublin, and now it's in Lisbon. And the summit is taking place is on the 6th and 9th, from 6th to the 9th of November. 9th of November. So Isabel, yeah, tell us how it all came out. First, the idea and how you decided to act upon it.
Yes, well, thank you first of all, Anna, for interviewing me. It's very nice, and nice to meet you as well. We meet through the Facebook group, so yes, that was kind of nice. And yeah, well, during the summer, I was joining the Facebook group. I saw a contact of mine, I think, was joining the Facebook group of the Web Summit. So I thought, well, I'm joining too as well, I'm going this time also as volunteer, but it's very nice. Yeah, I know the Web Summit team. I've been actually last February to the headquarters in Dublin by invitation from an employee, and I met there Paddy and all the others of the Web Summit team, and it was
By the
very
way, Isabel, can I interrupt you for a second? Because I'm actually curious. You know, there are a lot of people who really want to get to Web Summit, and
yes,
the main ticket actually costs money. And I was
yes,
wondering how easy it is to get there as a volunteer, because this is what you did. Yeah, you
yes.
just wrote them, right?
Yes. Well, the first year I was actually asked for volunteering for the Web Summit, but I got a response that was in Dublin from Paddy. He thought I was a startup, so I was an owner of a startup, and I thought was going there to meet investors. But then I said, well, the actually meaning of going there is I want to volunteer there, and I went the first year in Dublin, and that was actually the last year of the Web Summit in Dublin. But yes, I went there, and it was very nice. I met some really nice people who are still in contact with, and I kept in contact with the Web Summit team as well. And the second year, I got an email actually from them, and they asked me back. So I was really surprised and, of course, honored that they asked me back. And yes, that's how it's begun to roll. And yes, I'm very thankful for the opportunity that I got from the Web Summit team, because as the years progressed until now, they get a lot of applications to volunteer. So they choose me every time, and yeah, that's a choice. And
So you're saying it's not that easy to get there, right?
well, I'm not saying that if you have, if you have a good resume and people, yeah, they can choose right now from people, because a lot of people are telling other people that they volunteered, and it grew all over the year. So I think maybe it's a little bit difficult, more difficult than it was in Dublin. But I understand what I see in the Facebook group, especially also from the volunteers, that they do the best they can and to host as many volunteers as possible, and that's only admirable, I think.
That's great. Yeah.
Yes.
So tell us about the dinner, networking
Yes.
dinner among women. How did you come up with the idea?
Yes. So how come I come up with the idea? Well, I thought I saw the program of the Web Summit, where obviously also there are a lot of women speakers. And I thought, well, and I saw the program of the night summit, and I thought, well, it might be nice to organize a dinner. But that wasn't until I saw a post from another member of the group that was like, well, do you want to meet for coffee? And I said, well, why not? I mean, I want to engage with the people of attending the Web Summit, but also with the Web Summit team itself. So I thought, well, I just want to drink a coffee.
And you're located in Netherlands, is that right? And another person was also from Netherlands.
No, actually, they were from another country. I'm not remembering from which country. Actually, I apologize for that person, but they were from another country, and they say, I want to, during the Web Summit, I want to meet people. You see a lot of posts now from people who want to meet people in certain categories or with certain knowledge. And I said, well, I want to drink coffee with you. That's no problem at all. And then she responded, yes, yes, I want to meet. Let's make an appointment. And then at a certain point, I thought, well, why not organize a dinner? Because there were more people responding to the same post. So what happened is in spontaneous thought of why not, I was like, let's organize a dinner, but not thinking about what the consequences might be of just a normal post, without any further planning or whatsoever. I was like, just, can you hear me?
So yeah, I can hear
Yeah.
you. I said that you just jumped into it.
Yes, I
And
just can.
two very important thing that you said now, that we the good question to ask yourself, why not, instead of why,
Yes,
why not to do it, and you went in, you really decided to go for it, and it's really
yes,
great. And another thing that you have mentioned, which is really great, I think, that you didn't try to invent the whole strategy since the very beginning. You just
no,
started doing things. Yeah.
yes, that's true. Yes, that's the thing that I thought. Well, it's. I'm not sure if maybe other people have that too. I think because I'm. I don't think I'm that special, but um, I thought along the way I got knowledge of things, and I started to doing some research, and I kept my own way. So I didn't copy anything from other people with idea behind. From let's copy things from other Twitter accounts or Instagram accounts. I thought about how I want to communicate as an attendee with the event, and what might be fun to have, and what maybe can be different done. And you see also a lot of Instagram accounts, for example, that are looking the same. With every time there is a quote, and that's very nice, and that's not bad at all. I mean, that's what make them special. But I was like thinking, well, it's maybe also important to let them know what I'm working on, or Carolina is working on, where she's coming from, because I'm doing this not alone. And yes, so that's very important. And I think along the way we got so much response on every social media account. I was like, and even now people are like, yeah, they like it, and that's fun. And I'm not organizing it for myself, although that was the start. um, we Carolina and I organize it for the attendees.
And
And
how did you find Carolina? Carolina is someone who supports you in organizing this
yes,
event. And where
yes.
is she from?
Her role is she arranged actually, and that's I think is the main goal or um, thing that was most important at all is to find a restaurant because in the post I was like at the post I got like in one day 100 reactions and over 200 likes. I was really flabbergasted by the people who were like, oh yeah, I want to help and the positive reaction. So I was really
How did you,
humbled by that.
yeah, how did you go about finding a restaurant for so many people and also remotely
Yes.
in English? Because
Yes, exactly. Yes. Well, that's a good question because Carolina responded as one of the first persons who said, "Can I help? I'm in Lisbon. I know a lot of restaurants. Obviously, I know a lot of people." And she said, "Well, I'm gonna find." So I, of course, from the Netherlands, I tried to help and search and said, "Well, is this not a nice restaurant or is that not a nice option?" But that was also coming together with how we're gonna arrange the ticketing and everything else. You know, there comes a lot. There comes a lot with if you organize a dinner, especially what you say remotely. So what we did is she called a lot of restaurants. I am also from the Netherlands, and eventually she found one restaurant in the center of Lisbon, a very nice location, so in the old city.
mm-hmm.
And what she did is, the guy said first, well, let me think about it. And then he invited her to the restaurant. And a few days later, he said yes to us. And it's very special because it was very hard to find, first of all, a restaurant for so many people for one night. The second of all, during the Web Summit, because a lot of people already arrive in the weekend. So a lot of restaurants probably already fully booked. Third of all, there was also the main thing, working with Eventbrite, because I was in the Netherlands and you
Mm-hmm.
have to trust someone, she is in Lisbon, but we decided that all the money that the people are paying for the tickets are going to the dinner. We also planned some amount of money for the tax. So we did some extra on top of it, but not much. And also for the Eventbrite fee, of course, because the Eventbrite fee has to be paid as well.
And
That's
how much is it, the Eventbrite fee? How much did it
uh,
take? Mm-hmm.
I think, well, um, I'm not sure, but the dinner is like 30 euros or something. Then you have the tax, and then you have the Eventbrite fee. So let's 10 euros. Say so it's around 50, 51
Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
euros
something
dinner. Yes,
like
yes,
50 euro. So you had to agree also with the owner of a restaurant what will be included into menu, and
yes.
I think you even put it into Eventbrite. Yeah, as far as I remember. Yeah, the menu and what people are going to eat.
Sorry.
I think you also got the menu from the owner because as far as I remember,
Yes,
when you were inviting people to
yes, yes.
sign up for the event, yeah, you could see actually the menu, which was yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. That's no problem. Yes, you can see the menu on the Facebook group. I think it's very important. What we unfortunately, maybe there are a lot of people with different demands, of course, and sometimes you can't offer them all, even if you would like to, and then you have to do some, you have to give a little bit and get a little bit. Do you know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's both ways how it works. And I think Carolina and the owner put a nice dinner for the price that you get, and she managed it very well, I think. And also the restaurant, the location is ideal.
Okay. And how so you knew that the capacity of the restaurant is like 170 people. Yeah?
Yes, I did. I did, and but we looked and we discussed. I discussed with Carolina, of course, about the amount of people that I actually wanted, because in first instance, I said, well, let's do 300 people, but that may be, yes, but that was a little bit more difficult than 170, and 117 already has been a huge amount, I think. And I think it's a good amount. I think afterwards I was thinking about it, and I think that, yeah, that's a good amount of people, you know,
So
to engage with.
yeah, sorry for interrupting you. So to ensure that the event is not overbooked, you put the limit on even Eventbrite, yes, that you cannot
Yes,
take more than 170
yes,
people,
yes, that's
and it's
correct.
now fully booked.
Yes, that's how it works. Yes.
That's great. That's amazing. Yeah, I actually don't have any questions anymore. I think you, yeah, let us know the whole process of how you did it. And I'm thinking now myself, okay, if there is any event happening elsewhere, I will actually also jump into it and try to organize an event like this because it's really great. And I think also what we are missing in Europe here is big communities and big networking places, particularly for women, because women are so underrepresented in Europe in so many
Yeah.
ways. Yeah. So I think you got frozen a little bit. Um, in, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I have you back. I have
Well,
you.
yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Can I respond to that, Anna? Because um, especially where you see where people are managed to do, how do you see it? There are a lot of people taking initiatives in the world. Last, I read an article in New York where there was a woman who has started a special workplace for women. In the Netherlands, we have a lot of initiatives actually, and that's something admirable. And I think the ecosystem is very good, especially under women. A lot of things are promoted. We have a lot of big events during the year that is also promoting women in tech and women on top positions. We have different organizations. For instance, the Next Women is huge in the Netherlands.
I will write.
Um, they have, yes, the Next Women, and they're worldwide actually. They try to spread, yeah, all over the world. And then you have an event like the Amsterdam Capital Week that has recently been. Yes, there are a lot of initiatives. So
That's actually good to know
from
because
this,
I haven't heard. I'm based myself in Belgium. There
yes,
are some events happening, but not so many events for women. But I also
no,
know how much more advanced the Netherlands are in business, especially in micro business and small businesses is basically booming. Uh,
yes,
yeah, within
yes,
last 5 years, I've seen some statistics. I saw that the businesses, small businesses in the Netherlands are growing by like 95%, like within 5 years. And in Belgium, it's twice less. And for women, yeah, it's even worse. So it's really important to have women like you who take initiative and who bring women together for their own good. Do you have any final words to say to inspire other women to go out there to take initiative to succeed in life?
oh, that's a hard question. Well, I don't think. Well, that's a question that I didn't think about yet. I think everything, everyone should do their own thing and their own way, what they think is best. Because yeah, I don't know if I'm the person that you can ask for advice. Maybe you can ask.
I think you definitely are. I think that's what happens with that with us women that we underestimate uh,
Yes,
what we do because you actually did a great thing. You jumped on this initiative, not really thinking too much ahead of oh my god how I'm going to do that. You just did it step by step, and I wanted to inspire and motivate other women to do the same thing, because we tend to overthink things, and we just don't go and we don't do what we
Yes.
want to do. So
Okay, I understand.
yeah, ladies, follow the example of Isabel. If you have anything in mind, be brave. Just go out
Okay.
there. No one will kill you. And yeah,
Oh
and
no.
not at all. And
No, no, no.
you have an interview like this, yeah, which is
No.
great.
Yeah. Well, what I would like to say again is the Web Summit supports the dinner. They found it's a good idea. Nicola, that you also know from the group, is supporting the dinner. She found it a very good idea. I actually met her recently in Amsterdam for the
Mhm.
first time. And yes, so she said, well, great idea, maybe. And of course, I was afraid what they might think of me organizing the dinner. But uh, if you handle everything with positivity and respect for the Web Summit, because that's what it is, it's their event. I organize only the dinner, and further from that, I let everyone to organize other idea they have. You know, you saw after that there come a lot of ideas and panels for women, but also drinks or meetings, and that's very nice. It's like if you were open to that, I think that's the most important, and then the rest will follow.
Be open. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
advice. Isabel, thank you so much for your time and for just the personality that you are.
Okay, thank you very much,
Being
Anna.
here.
Good questions.
Thank you, Isabel.
Thank
Um,
you.
yeah, I will have just a couple of last words on my on my own, a little bit about who I am and what I do. Uh, so, because I was working in the corporate world for more than 7 or 8 years, I decided to become an entrepreneur, and I faced the problem where I couldn't find a community online, but European, because there is a lot happening in the States. But I couldn't find, for example, on Facebook, a community of business people who meet together, who share the ideas, who find mentors, who exchange ideas. So I decided to create such a community by myself. And I now have a business page which is called Success.Studio, digital marketing academy for small to medium businesses. And I have a group as well. So this is basically the community where I want people to come together and listen to people, for example, like Isabel. And the community is called European Business Community. So if you want to hear more inspiring stories like this with Isabel, join the community, and I will be sharing more interviews like this, more stories like this, and more webinars on how to promote your business and be actually an entrepreneur. Thanks for joining, guys. Thanks, Isabel. Until the next time.
Bye.